was dedicated to finishing the one-on-one interviews for Project 1, preparing to begin Project 2, Soap to Teach. We briefly discussed our plan for Project 2 last week and began to make it a reality in Week 7. We began the week by meeting in class Monday, even though there was not an official class. We divided up the tasks we needed to do for the TIM, and we came up with our due dates that we would need to complete things by. We then constructed our water balloon launcher outside of the classroom with the scraps of wood from Home Depot and power tools. Our launcher has a square base with 2 posts attached that stand tall. There are 2 diagonal pieces of wood that connect the posts to the base. We put hooks on the side of the post that we will use to put our surgical tubing on when we are ready to launch the balloon. In between class, I researched information on energy and entered it into the Google Doc. On Wednesday, we began class by discussing our likes and dislikes in regards to Project 1. We were then given a position, velocity, or acceleration versus time graph and asked to produce the other graph. We did this for a while and learned how to determine numerical values for each portion of the graph. We then went over how to do 2-part position, velocity, and acceleration versus time graphs along with their numerical components. We stayed after class on Wednesday to see if our launcher could launch a balloon 20 meters away. We had to experiment with it for a while and determined that it would be better to fold the surgical tubing in half in order to make it go a larger distance. We also viewed all of the group's TIMs from Project 1 and provided them with feedback. I learned that the graphs of position, velocity, and time are not going to go away and that they are crucial components of our project. I learned how to go about doing a two-part problem. This will be helpful for our project because we will be dealing with a horizontal and vertical component for the beginning, middle, and end for position, velocity, and acceleration. I also learned that the balloon is going to travel a greater distance if we shorten the tubing. I want to learn to become comfortable with using the quadratic formula and dealing with 2 parts and graphical analysis. It makes sense that we need to evaluate how far the balloon travels as well as how high it travels. I just hope we can display this in a simple manner and that does not become too difficult or confusing. I want to learn about energy, elasticity, and Hooke's law because they are new topics that are needed in the TIM. In conclusion, this week gave us a head start on Project 2. We have created our launcher and testing date is 2 weeks away. We will still need to use the 2 weeks to get a lot done in regards to the physics topics needed in the TIM. I hope this project is less stressful and time-consuming than the first project, since we have a better understanding of how to complete a project for this course.